For years, the Fujifilm X-Pro series has felt like a ghost story. Legendary, talked about in quiet corners of forums, but gone from the spotlight. The X-Pro 3 came and vanished like a mysterious street artist, leaving us with more questions than answers. And then silence. Until now. Fujifilm has finally spoken, and the message is loud and clear. The X-Pro line lives on. Senior Fujifilm exec Yuji Igarashi dropped the bomb. The X-Pro is still on our roadmap. No more speculation. The X-Pro 6 is officially in development. This isn't just a new camera. It's the revival of something personal for those who shoot with intention, those who believe photography is more than megapixels. Let's be real, the X-Pro isn't your typical mirrorless camera. It's a mindset, a hybrid rangefinder with an optical/electronic viewfinder combo that makes you pause, compose, and connect. While other cameras beg you to shoot faster, the X-Pro encourages you to slow down. And that's why the lack of updates since the X-Pro 3 had so many people worried, because this camera wasn't just gear, it was an experience. Now, the X-Pro 6 is coming, and it's bringing with it a fresh take on that philosophy. Better, smarter, and built for 2026. Think, an upgraded hybrid viewfinder, better clarity, more responsive AF, and improved low-light performance. Let's talk honestly for a second. The X-Pro 3, it was bold. Maybe too bold. The hidden LCD was meant to keep photographers focused through the viewfinder, but instead it turned simple tasks into annoying ones. The idea was pure, but the execution missed. Fujifilm seems to have taken that lesson to heart. This time, they're reportedly working on a smarter, practical screen. Not a full vlog flip-out, but maybe a discrete tilt design. Functional, elegant, and true to the spirit of the X-Pro. Because innovation is great, but functionality should never be sacrificed at the altar of aesthetics. So let's dive into what we might get. Rumors suggest a refined hybrid viewfinder with faster switching and better optical clarity. Faster autofocus, possibly using tech from the XH2S for subject tracking. A slightly slimmer body with weather sealing and better grip ergonomics. Improved battery life without bulking up the body. Next-gen sensor tech that improves dynamic range and low-light capabilities. And yes, price-wise, don't expect it to be cheap. Leaks suggest $1,999 to $2,199, maybe more. But for those who understand what the X-Pro series represents, that might just be worth every penny. Here's where it gets curious. There's no X-Pro 4 and no X-Pro 5. Why? Well, in many Asian cultures, the number 4 is considered unlucky. But there's also a sense that Fujifilm is intentionally skipping ahead, maybe to symbolize a leap forward, not just a step. As for release timing, don't expect it in 2025. Current chatter points to a 2026 launch. Why the wait? Because Fujifilm seems determined to avoid another X-Pro 3 situation. They're taking their time to rethink, redesign, and deliver something that's not just a novelty, but a truly meaningful tool. In a world of specs, speed, and software updates, the X-Pro line has always dared to be different. And now, with the X-Pro 6, Fujifilm is doubling down on that difference. They're not trying to win over everyone. They're crafting a camera for those who see the world differently. Is the X-Pro 6 going to be perfect? Probably not. But if Fujifilm really listens, to the community this time, we could be looking at the most soulful digital camera of the decade. So what do you think? Are you ready to wait for the X-Pro 6? Or did the X-T5 already win your heart? Let's talk in the comments.
Ever wondered what would happen if Fujifilm cranked up the megapixels to a staggering 80 on an APS-C sensor? That's the latest rumor surrounding the potential XH3. 80 megapixels on an APS-C? It sounds almost too wild to be true. But then again, this is Fuji we're talking about. That's like putting a rocket engine in a hatchback. Sounds insane, which makes it all the more exciting. The rumored XH3 could be Fuji's hold my beer moment, packing cutting-edge tech and features for those who want pro-level quality without the bulk of a DSLR. Could this be the ultimate APS-C flex? Let's find out. First up, the headline, 80 megapixels. Yes, you heard that right, 80. That's the kind of resolution where you can take a photo of a landscape and then zoom in far enough to see someone's existential crisis from 12 miles away. But here's the twist. It's still an APS-C sensor. Now, you might be thinking, how does an APS-C sensor handle 80 megapixels without spontaneously combusting? Fujifilm's answer, witchcraft, aka interpolation. Here's the deal. The XH3 allegedly uses some tech wizardry involving a 40 megapixel X-Trans CMOS sensor combined with interpolation techniques. Basically, the sensor collects all the data it can, then the processor swoops in and says, let's make this prettier. It creates the equivalent of 80 megapixels worth of detail. Think of it like putting on a pair of high-end glasses. You're still looking at the same thing, but suddenly it's sharp enough to make your eyes water. Interpolation might sound like faking it, but Fujifilm claims it delivers detail that rivals full-frame cameras. So, you can confidently debate with full-frame enthusiasts about how your crop sensor beast is actually better. The XH3 also features a 45-degree rotated X-Trans color filter array, making colors incredibly accurate. Even your cat's fur will look fluffier. While more megapixels can mean issues like poor low-light performance, Fujifilm counters this with dual native ISO for impressive low-light shots. Whether you're capturing a sunset or your cousin's garage band, your photos will shine. And for video shooters, the XH3 offers 8K video because 4K is so last decade. Even if you don't own an 8K monitor, it's all about flexing. And let's not forget usability. Fujifilm is known for its intuitive interface, and the XH3 is expected to keep that trend going. The dials, the retro vibe, the tactile joy of tweaking settings mid-shoot. It's all there. It's the kind of camera that makes you feel like a better photographer just by holding it. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. How much is this monster going to cost? Rumor has it the price tag could land somewhere in the you might want to sell a kidney range, about $2,500 to $3,000. But hey, that's the price of greatness, right? Besides, who needs 2 kidneys when you can have 80 megapixels? Of course, the Fujifilm XH3 isn't launching in a vacuum. There's the XM5, which is also making waves. It's like the XH3's younger sibling who's super talented, but still living in their big sibling's shadow. The XM5 rocks a solid 26.1 megapixel sensor, 4K video, and IBIS, making it a great option for creators who don't need all the bells and whistles. But let's be real. If you're here for the XH3, you're all about flexing those megapixels. So is the Fujifilm XH3 going to be the camera that redefines APS-C sensors, or is it just an overhyped megapixel machine? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, Fujifilm isn't playing around, and this camera could be the start of something revolutionary. What do you think? Is 80 megapixels on an APS-C sensor a game changer or just marketing fluff? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss the next deep dive into the wild world of camera rumors.